Hello everyone and welcome back to more Football Manager 2019 with me, Mr. Grand 2, and episode 45 of Monaco. And when we left things off last time then, we were just 4 points away from winning the league for the fourth time in a row. I played the Guignon game, we won that, and it all came down to the match against Lille. If we won that, we would be champions. And I would be bringing that to you. Unfortunately, PSG did what they've done best this season and once again completely and utterly choked. They drew 0-0 with Saint Etienne, which means, yes, without kicking the ball that weekend at all, we did win the league thanks to PSG's slip-up. So it is 4 years in a row that we've claimed the Ligue 1 title, and this year we have done it in absolute style. Not only are we still potentially on for an invincible season, les invincibles in French, I guess they would say, but we are so far ahead of PSG, it's almost laughable. With several matches still to go then, we have reached 99 points, which has broken the league points record. We've also won 32 games, which broke the record we set last season for the number of league wins. It has been an absolute procession, an absolute domination for us. PSG don't know what's hit them. We've got 3 league matches to play, and we are 19 points clear of them. I never expected that. Given all the money they've spent, we have completely and utterly annihilated them. So the results since last time then, I've played 3 matches. We beat Guignon, as I said, 3-0. Henrik Skolovin and Badiashile getting the goals in. That one, a 3-2 win against Lille followed after that. And then a 6-0 demolition that I really wish I'd recorded against Saint Etienne. Keita Balde bagging himself 4 goals in that one. And then the final goal, a Yann M'Vila own goal, was something absolutely special. Under absolutely no pressure, he literally just struck the ball beautifully into his own net, absolutely baffling, and surprisingly not the first time I've seen it this year. I think it happened earlier on in this save actually. I think I showed you, and it happened in my Swansea save as well a couple of times. Ridiculous, completely and utterly defying physics, defying any sort of logic at all. A quirk of the match engine, I'm sure. So first up today, we have got our Coupe de France semi-final against RC Lens. They are a Ligue 2 side. We should be beating them hopefully quite easily and getting through the final for the first time. We're going to go as full strength as we can. Schick and Martinez are still out. They will be out for a few more days. They should be back for any final if we hopefully get there. Alexander Golovin is also suspended for this one, which means we're going to give Thiago Almada the game. He's been developing really well. Our coaches are very pleased by his progress. I've not been very impressed any time he's played. I don't think he's had a single good game that I can remember. And frankly, as I'm looking to bring in another attacking midfielder, he's probably going to be the casualty. I'm probably going to look to sell him actually, potentially with a buyback clause. We'll have to wait and see. We could play Maria, but I think that Almada should be given a chance to prove his worth to the team. Otherwise then, mostly as you would expect, Lafont in goal, Mendy, Badiashile, De Ligt and Henriks at the back, Balde, Kessie, Tielemans and Skov in the middle. Almada in attacking midfield then, with Pellegrini up front. Well, quite a defensive system from RC Lens, it's fair to say. Flat back 5, 2 defensive midfielders. Potential for some counter-attacks for them, but this could be potentially very difficult to break down, or it could be very, very one-sided. I think if we can break them down quite early on, then we should be fine. 20 minutes in, we've had the most shots, but otherwise completely sleep-inducing. No highlights at all. We need to be careful that this doesn't end up going to penalties or something, because we don't have the best track record with penalties. Well, at half-time, it's 0-0, not a single highlight. I'm going to get annoyed with them. I think it's pretty obvious what the cause of this. This is pretty obvious what happened. With Lens's tactics, very, very defensive setup. Haven't been able to find a breakthrough. I think we may have to take off Thiago Almada. He's not really done much. Skov with the corner in, the first highlight of the game, headed wide by Matthijs de Ligt. And I think a set piece may well be what we need to rely on here to find a breakthrough. Here is Almada. I've just slagged him off. Do something useful. He's won a penalty, so give him credit for that one. Keita Balde to take, usually very, very reliable. Is he going to be reliable this time? Yes, he is. Puts it away. Past Fontaine in the Lens goal, and we have got the lead 51 minutes in. Excellent penalty. Exactly what you want. A lot of pace on it, and burying it in the bottom corner. We've got the advantage, and I don't really see Lens coming back into this. Famous last words, obviously. But I think, given the way they were set up, very, very, very defensive. Henriks with a throw in. It's come to Kessie. Can he go for a long shot to seal this? Blazes it over. And Fontaine in the Lens goal is a 7.1, which for this game is the equivalent of about a 10 for a goalkeeper. We've had 11 shots on target. He must have saved all but the penalty. Absolutely great performance from him. Another highlight in our favour, though. It's come to Henriks. He's gone on a bit of a mazy run. Pellegrini, though, can only put it wide. Well, aside from winning the penalty, Almada's not really done anything, so we'll give a little cameo to Pelayo Maria to show he deserves his place in the squad as what will presumably be the third choice attacking midfielder next season, unless anyone comes in for Golovin. 3 minutes on the clock, and this is looking pretty much done. I think we've had 44 shots. 44 shots, and so few of them have been highlights. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Well, possible late goal for us here, and it's been blocked from Balde, so I don't think anything is going to come of this. And there we are. Very, 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 very unentertaining semi-final, but I don't really care, because we're actually into the Coupe de France final for the first time in the save. 4 years in, we finally got there. A 1-0 win against RC Lens is all we needed. I'm going to say they were disappointing. I mean, 44 shots. It was probably more by the end. I didn't look. And you only scored 1 goal. Excellent defensive performance from them. A good performance from their goalkeeper. But then they were set up for it, really. We found the breakthrough from a penalty, and we are into the Coupe de France final. And our opponents in the final are going to be PSG, perhaps a little bit unsurprisingly. They've beaten Marseille 3-1 after extra time. Marseille did have Victor Nelson sent off, although I'm not sure that made much of a difference. And they will be the opponents for us in the final in a few weeks' time. PSG have lost again. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this stage, but just embarrassing for them, really, isn't it? We are going to play Nantes in this episode as well, and then if we win, if all goes well, the next episode will then be the last 2 league games of the season, and as we hopefully go invincible for the whole of the season. So Golovin comes back into the side in place of Almada. Otherwise, no change from the previous game. Schick is, however, back fit enough for the bench, although Martinez is still going to be out for a few more days. So I don't care if we win this game. I don't care if we win the next 2 games. I just want to avoid defeat. If we do at least get a point, then we will bring up the 100 points total, which would be very, very nice. But we need to be careful here against Nantes. They've got Amandome, who's one of our exciting regens, Brazilian regen. He's on the right wing on loan from us. Hopefully doesn't score against us. Henriks with a throw in, looking for Pellegrini. A goal early on would settle the nerves. Golovin lashing it wide. Henriks throwing towards Skov. Can he go for one of his trademark shots? He's thought he was fouled there. Nothing doing. Highlight still going there. Mendy flicks it in towards Pellegrini. Gets his head on it, but can only direct it into Diallo's hands. And it's not over yet. Albert's through, and Albert forces a save from Lafont. We've got to be careful. Well, throw in from our own half, which we've managed to not muck up and keep the ball from. Great run from Golovin. Can he find a pass? He's found Pellegrini. Henriks is in space, and he can't get the shot away. Of all the players to be there, Benjamin Henriks is not the one you really wanted. Weak shot from him, but we're still going. The highlight's not over. Henriks on the ball again. He's got Fanti Elements, who's been robbed. Skov has it, though. Is he going to go for a shot? He is. It's not on target. If we're not going to go invincible, then I would probably prefer it to be today. Don't keep my hope up. Don't keep my hope up. Kessie with a shot, and well, into the final seconds of injury time in the first half, and Frank Kessie gives us the lead. My hope is going to be kept alive, hopefully, for at least another half. Second half, just keep it up. And if you're going to concede, make sure you only concede 1, and ideally just keep scoring. De Ligt throwing it onto Golovin. He turns, he finds Kessie, and Kessie gets his second of the game. Thumping strike from him. What an impact Frank Kessie's made. Aside from our disappointing Champions League performance, he has been absolutely sensational. And really has made a huge difference. Defensive play, but his excellent long shots have really, really helped with our goal tally. 12 goals for him, far, far above anything Rabiot ever contributed in both his seasons here. Well, we're looking for a third here, playing things very nicely. Henriks on the ball, goes for a completely pointless run. There was a big gap to run into there, but it's come to Ferland Mendy. No, it's not. He's playing it around with Balde. Who's going to get it? It's a foul. It's a penalty. It is actually a penalty for once, which Kessie will take for his hat-trick, and he does. Frank Kessie. He's not bad at penalties, and he's got himself a hat-trick. A couple of episodes recently where our midfielders have got themselves a hat-trick. It's nice to see. 13 goals now this season for the Ivorian. What a debut season he's having in the Principality. Well, this one's pretty much done. I think it's time to take important players off and rest them for the games to come as Golovin makes it 4 to absolutely seal it. He's really stepped up his game. You may have seen in the inbox, we've been scouting Marco Asensio, which is perhaps a little bit of an audacious potential sweep. He's not the only one. He's my primary target, but I don't think he's going to necessarily be the one we get. He's interested in joining, but, well, I think scouting him has certainly made Alexander Golovin step up to the plate a little bit. Well, what a second half performance. We really have turned up in the latter 45 here, and this will bring us up to 102 points. The first time, I think, we've crossed the 100-point barrier in this save. We might have done it back in Season 1. I'll have to check. I'm not sure. I think this is the first time. A hugely impressive season for us. Certainly from a domestic point of view, Kessie goes close to a 4th. It's just the Champions League. It's just the Champions League that was a disappointment. But if we can see this out, and by that I mean the last 2 games of the season as well, and get ourselves an invincible season, plus hopefully the Coupe de France as well, then it'll be a very, very successful year. And a 4-0 win. I don't know what I was worrying about at half-time. Excellent performance. We are over 100 points, and we have just got 2 league games to play, and we could potentially write ourselves into genuine legend status with an unbeaten season. Well, that is going to be the end of the episode there. Next time we will play Stade Rennais and Nîmes, the last 2 games of the league season, because if we do avoid defeating them, as I've said multiple times, tempting all kinds of fate, we will finish the season unbeaten. Hopefully we can manage to do that. The following episode then we will play the Coupe de France final against PSG, plus all sort of end of season stuff, and address in a bit more detail perhaps some of the transfer targets and areas of improvement that I'm looking to do. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next episode, and I will see you next time.